the mic. Bless the mic. Bless the mic. Bless the mic. Bless the mic.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Spotlight. I'm on behalf of LME, better known as Legacy Music Entertainment. What's up? Talk to him.
DJ, do what I gotta do, you know what I mean?
What's up?
Saadiq Davidson, you know what I'm saying? Lyricist of the group.
Yeah, I'm
Where y'all from?
from Paterson, New Jersey.
Alright. Okay, so y'all got a mixtape out? Y'all got product out?
Well, sir, right now we're working on a product now. My EP, my R&B EP, will be out February 25th. And Eyes of a Star, be on the lookout.
I got a couple of beats in on Facebook right now. You can find us at facebook.com/Legacy Music Entertainment Group. It's one word, no and.
One word, no and, huh?
As far as a mixtape for me, man, that's coming out after his, you know what I'm saying, probably around in the summer and everything. So
How's the industry treating y'all?
I don't know yet.
It's all love though, man. We get good responses from everywhere we go, man. A lot of people show us love, man.
So this is a brand new group?
Brand new group, man. We just started in November. November 18th was our first day kicking off, man. We came together, man. 5 men with a dream, man. So we just taking our dream and running with it. You know, we can achieve anything.
That's what's up. All right, so what do y'all do?
We do a mixture of everything. What don't we do? That's a good question.
That's the question.
That's the question. You know, we do a little acting. Legacy Music and Entertainment Theater production is coming to you guys 2014 in March. Right now we got the Legacy Music and Entertainment. That's the industry that we in now, doing the music. We got Lady LME. That's a women's clothing line. They have the launch in 2014. We're working on some big things now. We do got some products for you. We got the LME, Legacy Music and Entertainment, the movement clothing line coming to you. So we're doing some big things, man.
Pick that shirt up like this? Yeah. All right. That's what's up. All right. Anything else y'all want to say to the people?
I mean, what else is to say, you know what I'm saying? It's LME's in the building right now, in the blessing mic, you know what I'm saying, ready to rip out. So.
All right.
Yeah.
Look forward to seeing y'all blow up in a minute and in the future.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it. All right.
Thanks, bro. Peace.
That's my baby, right? Yes, sir. So, you know, I like her for what she got on the outside of her. You know, I don't see nothing inside, you know.
Man, there's everything about on the inside. What you mean?
Look. You can talk to me until you blow in the face, but I'm going to give you the way I see it, and you maybe give me the way you see it, and we can make it work.
All right.
Ready?
I'm ready.
Whenever you're ready. Now listen.
All right, cool.
Listen. A pretty swag that I call attitude, and when she on the dance floor, I like the way she move, and I don't care the way she think or the way she blink. God's gift from head to toe, no macaroni on her face, all natural, beautiful thing to me. She's all you could ever ask for, think a dream, my kind of girl. MK on the wrist, she dressed to impress, sophisticated. She keeps her head held high, so independent. She goes to school mornings, part-time, works afternoon to the start outside, hit the gym, yoga class every day. Pilates, keep that body right. Lives in townhouse with an ocean, got a jacuzzi in a pool. Oh, living life like a movie star, drive around in luxurious sports cars. Her hustle with her life, you gotta respect that. A queen next to a king, that's my retrospect.
The way she walk, the way she talk, shorty bad, shorty bad, shorty bad. The way she move, the way she laugh, shorty bad, shorty bad, shorty bad. The way she move, her attitude, shorty bad, shorty bad. The way she blinking, how she think, shorty bad, shorty bad, shorty bad. What's up?
How gracious can I be? Are you the one for me? Thinking where would I be? Do you make me complete? The way you smile, the way you laugh, make me wanna know you instead of what you have. Not worry about being physical, not worry about how you move. The proof is in you, for me too. Realize how hard it is walking your shoes. Wondering, got me pondering on me and you could have. If love is 50-50, then you my other half. Let's get back to basics. Let's get back to talking. Got a good head on your shoulder, look up and ring. Your mind is awesome. If you let me love you, my heart is open. Let your light shine without your legs open. If you got personality, it's a work of art. Looking over our lives without a fair start. Excuse me, baby, I'm just an eager heart and looking for a relationship with you that I could be a part. The way she walk, the way she talk, shorty bad. Shorty bad, shorty bad. The way she smile, the way she laugh, shorty bad, shorty bad, shorty bad. The way she move, her attitude, shorty bad, shorty bad. The way she thinking, how she thinks, shorty bad, shorty bad, shorty bad. The way she walk, the way she talk, shorty bad, shorty bad, shorty bad.
Look, the way she smile, the way she laugh, shorty bad. Word. Shorty bad. Word. It's shorty bad.
Look, the way she move,
how she move,
her attitude,
okay.
Shorty bad, shorty bad.
Look, and how she blink, the way she think, shorty bad.
Okay.
Shorty bad.
Okay.
Shorty bad.
So I guess you see how I see it then.
I guess you see how I see it.
Shorty bad either way, right?
Shorty bad, right? Huh?
Hello, how you doing? This is Kat, aka Phenom, Paterson, New Jersey bound. Anything else?
What you do, Kat?
I do a little lyricism, a little rap here and there. Nothing too major, something light, underground, everything.
You're an actress?
Yeah, I act a little bit, by the way. Nothing too major. I did a movie with Mr. Kamal Imani, an album called Up in the Attic. That's it. A little bit nervous, but thank you.
Alright.
Man, I ain't gonna speak. I'm nervous, so work with me.
The life that we live in is D flat, a nose froze, cold blows and low lows. Walk for the pumps and red shadows, stopped in them same tracks, share gats and backpacks who lack capitalism, bound by the peak of the pyramid. Eye for an eye, lie, kept quiet for sacrificing being snitched. I mean another dead body, the city of homies. My president is black, so what if McRomney? Honey struck like it's smooth as honey. For the Henny, she would do plenty. Fiends by the pocket. Under the table jobs or robbery, two options. Heads and tails. Big tails about big scales. The numbers ain't matching up. Guess that shoes just small. Different hustle to a bigger muscle. Small steps, that's Cupid shuffle to electric slide. Shocked and surprised when realized that them teared eyes didn't get rid of that. Yeah, she couldn't get rid of that three-letter word. Awkward how I ended it, but at the end of the day, if you look at it, that if you
It's all love.
yeah, it's all up. But yeah, the message behind that small poem that I just read while I was sitting here, it's just basically we lack capitalism. Like we're not capitalizing ourselves as African American people. And at the end, when she with them tear eyes, she couldn't cry away that three-letter word that's gonna kill her eventually. So him or her.
Keep it up for my good brother, Predestined. Come on up here, bro. Oh yeah, we got something for ya. Turn that sound up, bro. Give my man some love, bro. You know, I know it's an old equipment, like 100 years old, bro. You know, so you know. There you go, bro.
Assalamu alaikum. Young brothers, impress me, man. How old are y'all, man? 20. 20? Get real deep there with that voice. Real nice stuff, man. Appreciate the fact that y'all ain't have to use no profanity in your stuff to still get your message across. Stay there. Western intellectual don't want you to digest certain nutrients because he wants you asthmatic. Keep you oblivious to the history of Catholicism. He's so democratic. His institution label you pragmatic, dogmatic. And he definitely got a problem with your molecular structure if you're not Lenny Kravitz. Something new. We was at an event last night, man, and the brother mentioned some great things. He was speaking about the problems in our community. And then he mentioned Malcolm. And the problem Malcolm had, the disagreement with the Nation of Islam. I know a lot of brothers was there. But my opinion about the position Malcolm took was a great position because his position was more international and national.
That's true.
He tried to connect with the African thing over there and try to bring the people of Africa, of the African continent, to the peoples of America. And if you really go look at the history, you'll find a lot of people now follow that process. And if you really look, they don't want that connection to happen, you know. And another thing was we address our problems, the problems that's going on in our communities. But what happens is with history, they stop. Like Bilal brought me some information like a couple of years ago, where they actually trying to start black history from slavery. That's some serious stuff, man. That you teach these kids that their beginning in this country is slaves, and then you start from there. That's crazy. But here's the problem. Before 1492, when we was in Spain for at least, what, 8 centuries, which is 8 centuries, almost 8 centuries, almost 800 years. They removed the whole history before 1492 of what we was doing. What we was doing there. What we was doing there. The best thing I can show you or describe our situation back then is similar if you switch the white situation with the black situation now. How the technology, you know what I'm saying, airplanes, the computers, you know what I'm saying, they're the engineers, they got all the schools. Now switch that, we up in Spain, we starting what they know as now universities. Schools of learning, they never had these. It was reported that when the Moors, who was African Muslims, was in Spain, they had thousands of books. And their contemporaries at the time, who was the most learned of their people, was like the bishops and the priests. They said their collection of books probably had like 3 or 4 books in their collection because they had no knowledge. When the African became literate through Arabic, we started to read, the average person in Europe at the time, we talking in the 7th century. Remember this. When we was reading and writing, when we came to Islam, and we was reading through the Arabic, the kings and queens in Europe was illiterate. They couldn't read and write.
Didn't take baths.
Exactly. It's so much history. They switched this thing so bad on us, y'all don't know. It's ridiculous. We was engineers, doctors, lawyers. They actually used to send their best to our schools to learn. You see? So me being a poet now, and I concentrate a lot of my information on that period. Somebody say, yo, you should know your history. This is our true history that they don't want us to know. My small assessment, when they actually put together laws against us, like far as not allowing us to read and write, because those that in the know in their secret societies, they know our true history. They know if these people start to learn this language, they're going to take over. Really think about that. There's a book out called The Education of the Negro in the South. We were so serious about education that we started this system of education called the public school system. We started our own school, and they took it over because they did not want us to learn, and they found out they could make money from us. They did not have public education for the average person. They only had it for the elite. So we started our own schools, and they took it over. See, people don't know this, man. We were serious. We were so serious about education that we were actually, you know, because if you got caught reading, they put you to death. So we would actually go in the forest, one person would learn, they'd dig a hole, get in the hole, and teach secretly each other how to read and write. This is the history you should know. Why they keep, and we got to stop allowing them to choose our leaders. Like, you know, you know, I mean, she did a great thing. I don't know her name. I don't really remember her name. She came up with the straightening comb.
CJ Wall.
Okay, great, beautiful. But what about Imhotep? You know, who designed the step pyramid? You know? These people, we should know about Sheikh Anta Diop.
That's right.
Huh? If anybody know about history, they got to go to Sheikh Anta Diop. You know what I'm saying? Everybody learned from this man. This man was a great historian. He was an anthropologist, a physicist. He came up with the system of using the DNA to prove that the Egyptians was black. This was the one, Sheikh Anta Diop. If I mess up on this poem, please forgive me. Black Saracen war that probably repulsed King Charlemagne. 7th century, the French nationalists definitely know our name. Forget the folk tales and the temporary fame. Grab a barrel of ink, it's time to write the true history to our name. Polarizer figure 7 centuries, no less. Because of the magnitude of the information, I may use the same word like 3 times in this poem, but I'm gonna let myself digress. We was riding chariots in the Sahara thousands of years before you heard this word, Rome. Really, I want you to identify with who we truly was. Plus, I want to add a little trivia to the poem. Back to our forefathers in Spain who was importing lions and tigers and wearing gaiters and lizard shoes. Also had a teller doing magnificent things with silk that we was mass producing. Imagine walking through a castle of engineering genius, seeing beautiful hanging, multicolored dye silk. The real Camelot, dude. Our thirst for knowledge propelled Spain into a metropolis. 4,000 markets for the common Moor. Why wasn't this documented? Translated thousands of books from different languages. This wasn't done by a bunch of novelists. Europe sent its best to learn from we. And we taught them in the ocean of Arabic. And as a teacher, we commanded 40,000 a year in the 7th century, probably equivalent to the salary of the CEO of today. Okay, follow me. In Arabic, we left blueprints on how to build castles and palaces, how to engineer aqueducts and canals. Obviously, the sewer system was also in the file. We opened back then what you know now as a university. Swimming in the epitaph of Imhotep will probably kept us thirsty. We know that the Greeks learned from the Kemites, so we translated their works, even transcribed some Indian math equations and put them to work. Shipbuilder, map maker, knowledge of longitude or latitude to get here came from we. We took our shahadas, became superheroes. Imagine superheroes left engineering in Spain if you really want to measure our aptitude. Did it really teach you about we? Our knowledge of the water will allow us to irrigate the land. Now gardens of roses, lilies, pomegranates, coconuts, bananas, cereal grains, beans, never before seen in the land now is officially planned. Zoning laws and plans for cities we left to be studied. How is it your descendants and you said you never learned nothing from me? Alhamdulillah, Allah teaches within the essence of a human being to be something really ugly. Thomas Jefferson must have wrote his master thesis from writings from Cardinal Ximenes of 1492. He had to be a part of the secret movement that didn't want the world to know nothing about you. He wrote that the slave's imagination was dull, tasteless, and anomalous. He said nature has been less bountiful to blacks in their head. Because of their skin color and their faculties in the halls of Congress, the emancipation shouldn't be read. Money, education, tenacity, and vigor seems to be the formula how you maintain centuries of lies. But if you're able to ponder on the true dynasties of the Kemites or the 8 centuries of the Moors, you wouldn't have to ask why.
Before you leave,
Peace, welcome to Bless the Mic TV. I'm here with my man, Malik the Warner. We go back like 20 years. I'm telling our age, but that's all right, because see, the way we're going to do the industry is it ain't going to matter your age. If you got a classic, you a classic artist, that's what's happening. You know what I'm saying? There's people like Charlie Wilson out there ripping it, all right? There's people selling shows, Jay-Z's in his 40s. You know what I'm saying? So the way we doing it, it's going to be based on your talent, your skill, your execution, your wisdom, and your experience, all right? And that's what this man brings to the table. All right, Malik the Warner. How you doing, brother?
All right, how you doing, Kamal?
I'm good. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
All right. So what's your main message, man?
Well, at this point in time, as far as rap music is concerned, I feel that a lot of people are missing the point. The artists that are out here now, we're trying to call people to higher consciousness, unity, love, respect, certain spiritual principles. A lot of the artists are calling people to jewelry, drugs, money, degrading women. You know, and it's not teaching us to be the dignified people we need to become and to take rap to a whole nother level. because rap didn't start the way that they got rap going right now. The way that it's going right now, it seems like it's going downhill. So me, I'm trying to raise consciousness, bring fun to it at the same time, but let people know it's about men coming into being men, women coming into being women, and using the music to raise the consciousness. Not just tell people what they want to hear in the music, not just to make them shake their butt, but to help them become aware of the environment, because that's what we're supposed to be rapping about. What's happening in the environment. Remember songs like The Message by Grandmaster Flash. You had songs by Rakim that raised consciousness. It took rap to another level. And right now, that's what we need. Artists ready to take rap to a whole nother level and to be unified, because the jury, talking about jury is not making us unified. Talking about how many girls we got, how many bottles we popped and all that, that's not making us unified. We got to raise consciousness and let people know that it's more important to take that money and use it to build in our communities and not just floss with it.
That's what's up. You said a lot right there. Can't even need me on.
All right, we about to start. We hear the brother over there being interviewed, so we got to need
through that rap from Islamic perspective. I'm not necessarily putting together stuff to make people shake their butt or dance or none of that. It ain't even on that order. But I'm trying to raise consciousness, and I got messages in my music. For those who can't identify, I'm trying to call it spirituality. A lot of people are growing mentally and physically, but spiritually, they ain't even got their eyes open. This third eye, this mind's eye. Everything green ain't grass, everything glitter ain't gold. You know, and it's much more to this life than how we look at things in a material sense. Some things ain't gonna fill that void. And that's connecting with the God of your understanding, or becoming conscious in the aspect of God consciousness that will fill that void when you get a natural high knowing who you are. Okay, you can start the track. Peace. Sublime min ash-shaytan ar-rajim. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. You wanna rap the concept? Well, the rapping needs formula. It's not a doctrine, but prescribed with a mind that's just. The justification showing and proving the law sees us. Cause complications of our world need examining the must. And God will bless you just respecting the facts of love. I want that woman who will squeeze me and hug me tight. And visible senses, yes, and teaching our kids delight. For me to fake is simply voice my eternity light. If there's no need to let divinity cleanse your mind. Now common people know the calling is back to dust. So how you living? Are you dying of material and lust? The scripture order states that man is creation. Now we report the truth, the light will blossom, establish a need. I throw a brick in it. I throw a brick in it.
Let's give it up for our good brother, Nuruddin. Come on up, my brother. Brother Kamal, how we feeling, brother? Everything rolling and strolling? You know, turn it up, brother.
My name is Nuruddin Umar. What you call a lyrical nutritionist, a writer of rhymes, food for thought. So everywhere I go, I drop seeds for the children mind to feed. And I always look for a hole. A hole. My name, I just came off Broadway. We did a play called Black Metropolis. It's based on Black Wall Street. Black Wall Street, if anybody don't know, it's the Tuscaloosa race riots in the 1920s, where these people in this country were bombed. Black people owned this little town. 36 blocks was bombed. One of the most horrific things in America, and a lot of you kids out here don't know nothing about it. These people were bombed, they were raped, they were burned, cut up body parts and give away. These black people who owned this town and was rich people in this town. Also, tonight, well, this month and next month, I'll be celebrating 26 years drug and alcohol free. All right. And with that, 20 years at a high state of higher learning, what you call behind the bars. Brother was on TV the other night. He said 80% of people who are incarcerated are doomed to go back between 6 months to in a year. I've been at it 20 years. Thank God Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Going back what brother said, this brother knows his history very well. Brother Muad predestined. With that, I say this behind the fact that inside the pyramid it said, know thyself. In this 26 years, what I've done is I published my own book. It's called Inner Sight, Inner Mind, Poems of Freedom, and it's about drug prevention. What I'd like to do for you this night is a poem, and this is dedicated to a young brother. I'll tell you, you'll hear his name as I finish. It's called Sharpened Pen. They should have let the sleeping giant sleep. I've sharpened my pen and I'm writing again. I'm kicking ass and taking names. My bombs be books, the Quran, Sunnah, Hadith, I'm hooked. NYPD, New York's pigpen, a bunch of crooks. CIA, FBI, Homeland Security, the military, the United Snakes of America. No longer will I write about birds and bees where they're lynching black children from trees. They just keep killing and killing and nothing's being done about it. At a alarming rate, they incarcerate. We don't have mansions to put up the bail ransoms. I'm active, aggressive, and often combative. Now that's a militant. I sharpen my pen and it has a laser's edge. For the ones who think I'm soft, I'm taking the gloves off. So protect your neck. This goes out to coops, crackers, and kuffars. I'm leaving them with deep wounds and deep scars. They come at us, your lies and deceit and trickery, under disguise of democracy and peace. Look at their history. Sitting Bull, Geronimo, Cochise. They said you speak with forked tongue. That's right, I'm bringing the heat. The war drum I beat. It's about time to battle. Let the sabers rattle. You're the lyricist if you would think we knew you were sneaking around and spying on us. We never trust you since COINTELPRO, but you didn't know. We knew your snakes was in the masjids. Shaitan demons cannot hide. Democracy, you always lie. Demon crazy in Afghanistan. Understand how the U.S. troops urinate on those dead Taliban. And they're sure to get their nature true. They'll pay for that, I'm sure. The murder of those families in the village. The rape of the young girl that killed their family and burned their bodies. We know how vicious and satanic you are. We never forgot slavery or Lamama, Amuda, Chandel. And look at that young brother in Florida. The horror, the horror. The murderer is still free. Everyone wear your tooties and I got some Skittles and green tea. Young brother had dreams. Did you hear the phone calls? Did you hear his screams? No more lift every voice and sing. We gotta lift every fist and swing. No more should we ever come. Now we should ever run. They might charge me with this felony for writing this poem. So in a few days, predestined, call me, see if I'm home. Oh, you don't think they'll lock you up for what you say? This is the land where they lynch from trees in the home of the slave. Don't be surprised if you get letters from me from Guantanamo Bay. Brother Amir, they came at him after he was on HBO. They didn't like what he said. They didn't like his home. So I tried to write my life about drugs, alcohol, the misery, his torture, and his pain. They are the illusions that they give us. And I keep my pen sharpened. Because with this poem, I'm starting. I write to death for Trayvon Martin, early like Fajr. This is called Life on Life poem. What, where, and how shall I begin? Basically, Islam is my deen. That's my religion, my therapy, my recovery. A complete better life for me. You can't drink 40 ounces all day and the night and not become deaf, dumb, and lazy. You can't smoke coke and your mind is not befogged and hazy. You can't shoot, sniff heroin, meth, and not become incomprehensible, irresponsible, and crazy. Look at the crack babies of the 80s, now fratricidal, suicidal, and homicidal thugs. There's no honor, a rat-tat-tat, a rag and tag, pants stay sag, look like sissies and old fags. We're gonna be to today's pain-killing pharmaceutical babies come 23-3. You should be upset how little babies born addicted to Oxycontin, Percocet. Can you stand to see them go through withdrawal? Can you stand to see the insanity at all? Alcohols and drugs drove me to a life of torture, misery, and pain. A life of crime, prison time, punishment. I went insane. Did I mention that this poem is my redemption? You see, drugs and alcohol killed Sidney, Linda, and David, Hassan, Janie, and Laney too. Those are all my sisters and brothers. Whoa. For they shot coke, smoked bass, dumped pills, and drank an alcoholic brew. Never will I meet my new companions like Shafi or Predestined. Never will I meet my kin, Zahira, Aisha, Nasir, and Blair. There are more, but that's just the name of fool. Listen, I'm trying to save one or two. I'm about to go in deep. This is how I express my grief, and I sure do miss my peeps. In my heart, they're always home. I keep them alive in my poems. With that life, I'm finished and I'm done. Don't have to look over my shoulder. I'm not on the run. Emancipate myself from mental slavery. The path of recovery, and I did it Islamically. For my actions, I've taken responsible. Sing. I swam on the devil's lake. Never will I make the same mistake. No, never, never. The path of righteousness is ahead of me. It's called the Sirat al-Mustaqim. This be my religion, my deen, and to keep me sane, sober, and clean. 180-degree turn. What I mean. In my mind, I have this tape. Coke we base, love the taste, the high we chase, distorted face, money we waste, catch a case, prison gate, life disgrace. I'm gonna repeat that. Coke we base, love the taste, the high we chase, distorted face, money we waste, catch a case, prison gate, life disgrace. Or worse, a tisket, a tasket, brown white casket in the back of a hearse. I'm not new to this. Never forget I'm the lyrical nutritionist. I write rhymes ahead of these times, and I stay on my grind. I'm the B.I.G. Muslim. Rhymologist, rhymatician. I'm battle ready, battle tested on a mission. I'm like Nat Turner and drugs and alcohol, the slave plantation. Or I'm like the Palestinian and the drugs and alcohol, those Zionists. They fight tooth and nail and never give up and never fail. I'm David and drugs and alcohol Goliath. Quran as soon as my rock, my stone. This is my life on life poem. I won't be bought, I won't be sold, I won't bend, I won't break, and I won't fold. I won't be fooled by none of y'all. I'll keep to the teachings of Rasulullah. He's the light of this world and the next. And I write my life to my death. La ilaha illallah will be on my last breath. Glory to be him, the most high, the wise, the tremendous, slumber, sleep, never ceases him, the all-knowing. These words will carry on long after I'm gone, because the ink of a scholar is more holy than the blood of a martyr. You see, I went in deep, past my heart, past my ruh, my soul. I'm abyss, I'm so deep, so far. I'm trying to reach the first heaven, the stars. The sooner, the better. That's
give me some sound. Give it up to that brother one more time. Everybody dropping some. All right, you can turn it down a little bit, DJ. I got a new DJ here. How y'all feeling?
It's untitled also. It's very short. It starts as, I can always say love, and I can always ask for the truth. Look at the camera. I can say, I want you to love me just as well as I love you. We can find a better way, this much that I know. We have so much more to offer than the politics and the newspaper and the media is willing us to give us credit so that we're able to show. For crying out loud, the last time I checked, we had a black president. But for what I know right now with this president, is that you and I and us and everybody in here, we all have to have a certain type of love for one another and grab the essence. The message that I speak is one that is no longer, it doesn't seem to get the chance for us to be able to reach it. So for that point, we no longer teach it. They say take God out of schools and things will be okay. But the last time I checked, God was taken out of schools in Sandy Hook. And it was a massacre, at least to my knowledge to this day. But in my opinion, I think about God, and I know we have a bigger platform that we have to reach. So I want everybody to let it be known that the love is here, that life is precious, and there's a message for all of us to hear. I don't know how many people have dealt with death in their families. All I know is I've been happy, but it's so many times that it's happened to me. Life is too short, and it's definitely not a sport. Life is from the heart. And let us not take, whether you believe in Christianity or Muslim, let us not take that message apart. You have to be loved, you have to laugh, and you have to keep it together. Because we can all have it all, but it's not worth a damn thing if we can't have it together. Thank you. This is the last one before I leave, because I got to make a phone call. And again, I just asked for my brother's pen and paper back in the back, so this is Untitled #3. You got me on camera?
Yes.
So you make sure when it's going public access, they can say, okay, I remember who that is.
And what's your name again?
I'm the Poet 324.
All right.
But if you want to get my government, you have to speak to me in another time. I don't know who's watching and who's listening. That Snowden thing got me tripped. But this is Untitled #3. And again, thank you all for listening. I pray that you all keep my Uncle Eddie Jacobs in your prayers. Like I said, they said, you know, he might not make it through the night. I do have a poetry book out. I have a mixtape coming out right now called The Poet versus the Bad Guy. Make sure you look out for that. Me, Chubbs, The Omen, whatever. That's that 90-second plug. Anyway, Untitled Part 3. As I speak to myself, sometimes I speak the truth. I speak through the Lord, which is why I speak to you. I speak from the Lord as simply a vestibule. But the Lord told me there cannot be a me if there is no you. I cannot just be a teacher if there is no crew. You can't justify lies if you can't justify the truth. He says, does not lie. I say, just listen as I speak. My words are very strong, even if sometimes my soul may be weak. And every once in a while my mind may be weary, and sometimes my heart may be dreary. I can look in the mirror and not recognize myself, and my eyes may be teary. But I will not have this earth until my words are heard very loud, and so that you can hear me. They say, fear me not. I say, fear me not, because I'm nothing but a human. I remember the days, the good ones, when we were all friends and you all knew me. So if you cannot feel me, you may kill me. And even if you can't see me, forget everything that you might have heard. All I need you to do is build me. Build me higher than the fire that's supposed to plague this earth at the end of time. Build me higher than what's better than your nightly mollies and your only BS desires. I have only one thing to say, and you can take it any way you feel. I rank myself as #1. And if you feel different, well, all I can tell you is to come get some. Thank you.
With Mellow Black. So I'm going by Romello Black at the moment. And the first one that I wanted to do is, this is a piece that I wrote for a sister who I feel needs to be remembered, admired, and emulated as much as possible. Because I grew to admire her so much. The year 2013 is about to come to a close. I believe Time magazine said that Pope Francis is a man of the year. I would beg to differ on that particular point. For me, I'm just speaking for myself. I don't know how you feel about it, but I feel for me the man of the year for 2013 was a young man in Sanford, Florida, Trayvon Martin. And we all know, unfortunately, how that trial ended up, but don't let it just end there. Let's continue to fight. And the piece that I have is not specifically for Brother Trayvon, but for Brother Trayvon's mother, Sabrina Fulton. From unanswered questions, the hearts of the people grew more and more restless. Can you hear them chanting? If there ain't gonna be no justice, there ain't gonna be no peace. If there ain't gonna be no justice, there ain't gonna be no peace. She heard them trying to kill her son a second time, scandalizing his name. They said that an autopsy report showed that her son had traces of THC, the effective element in marijuana, in his system the night that he was shot. Of course, the prosecution says that this has absolutely nothing to do with the case, while the defense continues to call him everything except a child of God. Righteous indignation reaching out from the blood-stained earth, stretching out its arms higher and higher into gray skies, trying to touch golden rays of sunlight. The Dream Defenders shut down the Sanford Police Department, and the Florida State Attorney, Angela Corey, said she will not be using the grand jury. And after 45 days after Sister Fulton's son Trayvon was killed, George Zimmerman was finally arrested. But we know all too well that an arrest doesn't mean a conviction. And a conviction, does it really mean justice? If I had a son, he'd look like Trayvon, so says the President of the United States. Dangerous words to say in the election year. The GOP trying to beat him at all costs. But the truth has always been dangerous. And so are certain questions. Questions like, why didn't Zimmerman tell the court that he had a second passport that he didn't give up at his bail hearing? Where is the full video of Trayvon coming and going into that 7-Eleven that night? Why did Zimmerman's wife lie about the amount of money they had made on their website? Dangerous questions like, why was his body in the morgue for not 1, not 2, but 3 days before his parents knew that he was dead? What happened to his body in that morgue?
What happened?
These are questions that demand an answer, regardless of the danger. Our people have been in danger for a long, long time. And when you're in danger, you have the right to defend yourself and stand your ground. It's so easy for me to cry right now, but I can't, because I have work to do. These are the words the sister said to the congregation one Sunday in May. Let the work begin, let the work begin, let the work begin, and let it not end until we win. If it's all right, I got one more.
Yes, sir.
This one is called Act Now. Act now while you still have time. Act now while the dew is still on the roses. While you can still take a deep breath without coughing. While you can still go to a restaurant and order a glass of ice water for free. Act now because time is not on your side. Act now before the Pentagon launches the next war on the next boogeyman on their hit list. Act now while you still have the right to protest for right. Brother James Baldwin said, I love America more than any other country in the world. And exactly for this reason, I insist on the right to criticize her perpetually. Act now before martial law is declared. Act now before the detention camps are reopened and the soldiers come looking for you. Act now before you find yourself inside of a jail cell. If you think it can't happen, think again. Act now before the fascists take control. Act now before the next civil war begins. Act now before you're in the wrong place at the wrong time saying to yourself, I don't believe it. I got shot. Act now before the Tea Party Express can roll into the Apollo Theater in Harlem to hold their annual convention and be greeted with open arms. Act now before you can't write a poem or sing a song or rhyme for 16 bars or blog on your laptop without a government agent looking over your shoulder giving you their stamp of approval. Act now before the US dollar becomes a worthless piece of paper. Act now before the top 1% who owns 40% of America's wealth take over everything else and leave you and me with nothing. Sojourner Truth said, the rich rob the poor and the poor rob each other. Act now. Occupy Wall Street. Occupy the hood. Occupy your mind, your body, and your soul. We can build a better world. We can build a better world. We can build a better world. But we have to act now. Thank you.
Excellent.
Let's give it up. Let's give it up to my brother, Romello Black. Let's give it up to that brother. You know. Okay, on this next note, this brother, or these He's little brother. He is the son of my right-hand man, Shambe. Give my man Shambe a good right hand, because he's going to come up here and give us a little touch on Kwanzaa soon after these kids talking, after they finish through him. But I watched his little brother when he was a baby, you know, so they came to me and said, Brother Saadiq, I want to do a little something, because it's all about the babies, right? Yeah. All right? Okay, so let's give it up to my little brother, Khalid. Come on up, little brother. Give him some sound, bro. How you feel? Turn it down for a second, bro. I'm gonna do a rap, brother. How you doing, bro?
Good.
Okay, but how old you is, man?
8.
Okay. How old? See, my wife always, you know. What school you go to?
School 26.
Okay, you getting good grades?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna check with your father now. You know. So you gonna do a little something? Okay, now I don't wanna hold you too long. Brother Khalid, y'all. He's out your way. You need it? You need it? It's high for you.
This is for a poem from my family. My family is strong and never wrong. We shine bright like a nightlight. My family, in outer space, I love my family because we are famous and have a happily life.
Let's give it up for little brother Khalid. Ain't that beautiful? Go ahead, this is around family.
This is a poem about my family. My family is black and I love that. We shine bright in the light, just like stars at midnight. Together we are one that likes to have some fun.
And like the brother said, that one thing that I do advocate, that me and my queen advocate, is health.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
You have to drink plenty of water.
That's right.
You got to get a lot of greens. Eat like the rainbow.
That's right.
Meaning, eat your green, your red strawberries.
That's right.
Your blueberries. Right? Your green kiwi. Right? Those are the true medicines on the earth, right? That's right. We're number one in everything. Prostate cancer, ovarian cancer, arthritis. I got arthritis all up in my back. All up in his back, right? Fibroid tumors for the sisters, high blood pressure, hypertension. All of these things, they're not going to tell you. All of these things can be reversed by a proper diet and nutrition and exercise. All of them, every one of them. Right? Every single one of them can be reduced by taking sugar out of your diet, number one, because that attacks your organs. Salt, right? Processed food is terrible for you. And inserting, like we said, more live foods, right? Fruits and vegetables are alive. You know, some of that other stuff is dead. You know, when you put death into your body, death begets death, right? So you can check us out, man. I'm also a fitness trainer, and we're also holistic health practitioners. Give me a call anytime. Any questions that you may have, always reach out to me, and we'll be here for you. Black love.
Black love, y'all. I said black love. That's right. That's why I like being around them.
Alright, I got a little something for y'all. Well, let me set the ambiance real quick. Let me get sober real quick. Can I get a chair? Can I get a chair?
Yeah,
I get a chair. I just want to sit down.
100 chairs up here.
Alright, cool. Alright. Just want to make myself comfortable. I was going to do two, but I did the other one so many times. I want to do something new, so this was called If I Knew. Okay. Since birth, I figured I had it made. You know, like ATL, those Sunday nights at Cascade. My grandfather drunk into his last days. I mean, I never knew him. Figured what he sold is what he got paid.
Y'all remember the first time y'all got laid? Y'all confused lust for lust and got played. Realize that's just a game and life will never be the same. And until you get your first 15 minutes of fame or something like that, rhyming and shooting the ball into a basket until your pockets get fat. And never-ending wanderlust of inhibitions. Want it all but couldn't risk it. If I knew what I know now, no open doors, I wouldn't have missed them. I'm just a youngin' on the straight and narrow. Got my eye on the prize and God's eyes on the sparrow. Always keep them guessing. Cause I pray every day, cause every day is a blessing. Because of that, I wonder if I'll ever make it to heaven. If I knew.
Dropping some heavy stuff last night. That was a great event. Thank you, brother. Ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. How's everybody? Because I'm really enjoying myself.
All right.
And we need to spread the word on this here Bless the Mic that's happening. We need to really spread the word. It's a wholesome environment. Nobody's here out of their mind.
That's right.
Everybody's spirit seems to be peaceful. And ain't no guns being bucked off in here. Can I do 2 poems?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to do a poem that I did last night because some of you missed it. And this here is called, In the Beginning Was the Word. And, you know, words are very powerful. They shape consciousness and they build character as well. I wrote this here poem in 2003. And I'm not a person that sits down and just write them. I have to be inspired to write. Let me just pull it up. I got some short ones that I can go through real quick. While I'm looking through here, I'm going to go through one of my poems real quick. This one is about a sister I seen one time walking up the street. You know, you see they're walking up and down the street, loud. Hey, yo, hey, yo. So I sat down, I said, you know, let me write this poem. And this here poem said, why you so loud? You so loud, why you so loud? Walking around town loud and proud. You need to hear how you sound. Don't nobody want you around. Every time you open up your mouth, you make everybody feel down because you so loud. Why you so loud? You think nobody can hear you? Or do you think they will fear you when you get loud? Why you so loud? Your head in the clouds always got a frown on your face because you don't know how to get a crown. So you just be loud. Like a clown, you make me sick every time you come around because you so damn loud. This is the one I did last night. And this is called, In the Beginning Was the Word. Wrote it in 2003. In the beginning was the Word, where justice is denied with 1,000 lies, where poverty is enforced at all costs, where ignorance prevails like a novel or tale, and where only one class is made to feel that society is an organized reality and conspiracy to oppress, rob and degrade them in mass arrest and make you feel less. Neither person nor property will be safe. Frederick Douglass. Words are powerful, like float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. These words were spoken by the great Muhammad Ali. Yeah, he sure made us see and feel free. Words of a lie keeps us from rising higher. It just starts a fire and keeps us controlled by worldly desires. Let me slow this down and speak a little more refined. In case you didn't know, I am not the sire. I'm here to inspire. I speak fire all the time like Ali in his prime. Please pay attention as I spit this rhyme. Guaranteed to enlighten your mind, taking you to places of ancient times. My lines are inspired from the divine. You paint me as a criminal, blindsiding me with the subliminal. You're so cynical. What's going on? You're so comical. Let me spit the empirical since you claim to be of the spiritual. Hear the lyrical as you flaunt your self-righteousness. I'm saved, I'm blessed, draped in the garb of biblical and Quranic emptiness. Words are healing. They have feeling, deeply rooted with strong emotions. The feeling, the healing. The word is a tool that should not be in the hands of a fool. That would be cruel. In the beginning was the word. Iqra, make the connection. The word of truth is enough proof. It's enough proof to inspire and shape the youth as they buck and get loose. In the beginning was the word. Iqra, make the connections. Words, people are the products of words, picked up by the lenses of your five senses. Words are powerful like Maya Angelou with her great solo. Still I rise, and wow, we felt so alive because Maya don't jive. So the next time you use the spoken word, Iqra, make the connection. Remember the words of Bobby Bird. Make sure that the truth is heard in the beginning. In the beginning was the word. That's it, y'all. As I leave from here, I just wanted to give all of you some public information. You know, next week we're going to have a what would you call it? Like a walkthrough to come to an educational facility that we have.
Give y'all a quick song of mine. I wrote this song about a few weeks ago. Whenever I write, I basically give something that I'm feeling, and this is just my outlook on life of where I am now. So, DJ, whenever you're ready. Take y'all back. Right. Turn me up. What do you know about that, man?
Lord, shine your light on me, make it bright so I can see. Say what they want about me, I'ma be who I'm gonna be. Lord, shine your light on me, make it bright so I can see. They say what they want about me, I'm gonna be who I'm gonna be. Spotlight, you're the swine food, probably go deeper too, very evil too. At the same time, multitasking is blessings in abundance. It's yours for the accent, I never played it back. I lead by example, album almost done, this is just a sample. I'm a trample, competition, listen, they don't think that far ahead, they ain't got no intuition. And I use mine, I get it from my mama, I keep my head up and I stay away from drama. I ain't got time, spotlight shine at the end of the day, I'ma get mine. And I don't care what they say, why? Cause I brush it off my shoulder and I keep on my way. It's in the scroll, not what I was told. Life throw you choices, it's a fork in the road. Shine your light on me, make it bright so I can see. They say what they want about me, I'm gonna be who I'm gonna be. Lord, shine your light on me, make it bright so I can see. They say what they want about me, and I'ma be who I'm gonna be. Lord, shine your light on me, make it bright so when evil come my way, I can see y'all right. Young man living life, growing up, Lord, I got you on my side, but some things get tough. Walking in the limelight, people love spotlight. I got what it takes to make your mind right. Some people like me, some say I'm corny. I don't rap gospel, they think I'm a phony, but I walk the right line. It's time to get mine. My music is positive, I'm on my grind. Haters bye-bye, I leave you in the dust like the dollar bill says. In God we trust, it's a must that you see. Before I'm international, on top of Mount Sinai, on my sabbatical. Life is full of numbers, it's all mathematical. Be careful of the places that you travel to. I'm asking you to shine your light on me and make it bright so I can see. They say what they want about me, and I'm gonna be who I'm gonna be. Lord, shine your light on me, make it bright so I can see. They say what they want about me, but I'm gonna be who I'm gonna be.
Bless the mic, 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 bless the mic.